People on the internet have a habit of just kind of falling in love with new people every few months or so. We see this a lot in recent time with e-girls and that sort of thing, or potentially completely fictional characters and that sort of thing. However, back in the day, there were a few people who really captivated the internet's attention and kind of started this entire thing. In this video, we're going to be taking a nostalgic look back into the people that the internet was absolutely obsessed with. Do you remember any of them? A lot of the time, most of this obsession started from 4chan, because I mean, of course it did. Where else would it really come from? The first person that comes to mind when I'm thinking about this is Creepy-chan, otherwise known as Allison Harvard. Allison Harvard was a 14-year-old girl who was a pretty frequent internet user back in the early 2000s. She made her way around different fan forums, things like Neopets, and that sort of thing. She ended up finding a few different websites that she really gravitated towards, those being MySpace, DeviantArt, and LiveJournal. Allison was a weird kid, to say the least. Her entire childhood, she'd been obsessed with the macabre. Blood, guts, skulls, whatever it was. She had a creepy and almost gothic aesthetic to her, or at least in terms of her interests. She posted on MySpace and DeviantArt pictures of herself with haunting themes, sometimes using makeup or fake blood and costume, in an effort to experiment with her photography skills. And these pictures are awesome. They're iconic in so many different ways. And they genuinely look pretty cool in my opinion. This is where she was found by 4chan users who grew to love her. She was given a lot of different names by these 4chan users, such as Usen-chan, Cute-chan, Alicat, and the Queen of X. But Creepy-chan was the most popular and well-liked of the bunch. She was simply weird and people loved it. I don't know what it is about human psychology. I know me and a lot of different people, when there is someone who is just bizarre and strange in that sort of way, it's just captivating. I think another big part of it are her eyes. She has really large eyes. To me, she's always felt like the neighbor's weird kid that you're kind of forced to hang out with, but regardless. 4chan found her in 2005, but she was still relatively unknown, by people who didn't live in their mama's basements. However, the thing is that Allison would actually browse 4chan and see all this talk about herself, and a lot of the time she actually liked it and it encouraged her to continue making more pictures, being inspired by that aesthetic. Obviously, lots of people were weird about it, because this is the internet. Of course they were. It's uncomfortable to look back and see people like fawning over her and obsessing over her, because these are most likely grown men and she's a 14-year-old in these pictures, which is just like, not good. But to a lot of other people, they just found her fascinating in a non-predatory way. In 2009, Allison ended up going onto the mainstream. She was on America's Next Top Model, which really boosted her popularity and put her in the mainstream eye. There are clips from the show that people use whenever they're talking about Allison, and they're fantastic. Like, she's such a weirdo in the best way. Like, check this out.
There's one thing that you say is beautiful, and it's unfair that you've never had one. What is that?
Nosebleeds.
What does that mean?
I have a really big fascination with blood, and so I just think it looks really pretty, and
I used to get them all the time as a child.
Jealous. I'm really interested in hemophilia.
I'm gonna get slapped in the face with these, ropes of death.
She has a very captivating personality where it's just like, wow, she went there, And having her on the show, having her show more of her personality, captivated people further. People from 4chan ended up recognizing her from that show, bringing that information back to 4chan, and then America's Top Model, which usually wouldn't have a bunch of neckbeards watching it, now did. It also ended up leading 4chaners to start kind of gatekeeping her, since they liked her before it was cool. Ugh, I like this 14-year-old girl on the internet way before she was on TV. Anyone who likes her now is simply hopping onto a trend. I did it before it was cool, okay? People need to know our excellence and our taste in media and women. That's what they sound like, and you know it. Since then, Allison's popularity kind of dwindled, but she was still known by those who were aware of her. In 2019, she was featured in a music video and is still relatively active on the internet, recently doing an interview with Know Your Meme about the whole Creepy-chan meme, where she talks about her past and how she feels about it. It's a good watch, and I'd recommend checking it out. She seems like a really fun person, and honestly, I'd want to be friends with her just to kind of observe and talk to her about different things. She's not as creepy nowadays, but I'd argue she's still pretty captivating. Believe me, she was not the last teenage girl that 4chan obsessed over. Let me introduce you all to Boxy. So, Boxy. I'm sure you've heard of her in the past, whether it be from some old internet video, someone who's recounting their past, remembering her. Boxy made an impact on the internet. But who was she? Well, Boxy was a teenage girl who was a frequent user of the anime social network website Gaia Online. She went by the username Moldy Lunchbox and made some friends on the website. She ended up making a YouTube video addressing her Gaia friend Admiral Awesome, otherwise known as Addie, spelled like that.
Okay, hi. Okay. My name is Boxy. Most of you know me as, most of you know me as Boxy, I suppose. If you're watching this, you probably know me as Boxy. But, a lot of people don't know me as Moldy Lunchbox. And, so, yeah, that's my Gaia username on Gaia Online. And I told my Gaia Online friend, buddy, 1 second, I'm uncomfortable.
In this character, she addresses herself as Boxy, which is the kind of character that she was playing of herself online, if that makes sense. In this video, she's talking about Addie and how much she loves him, and it's very endearing.
There it is, Addie, I love you. And, crazy. Okay, I love you. I love Addie because, like, he's really fun to talk to and stuff. And, like, I only met him, like, 2 days ago, and we're, like, married, and it's crazy.
Boxy was 16 years old when she recorded this, and her personality is really, really bright and bubbly. She made another video addressing another Gaia friend. It was pretty similar to the original, with the same format of Boxy sitting in front of a computer screen, basically just kind of in a black void talking to the camera with her iconic eyeliner on. However, something very unexpected was brewing. Boxy was found by 4chan users. Yeah, again. Half of 4chan hated Boxy, while the other half absolutely loved her. It was strange because her spread was almost immediate, with tons of people immediately choosing a side, and there not really being many people in the middle. It ended up becoming a civil war of sorts on the website. Some people even took it to a point where they're trying to dox Boxy, simply because she made videos and they didn't like her videos. They were trying to scare her off the internet. After that, a defense force of people defending Boxy from these attackers came up. They defended her and just generally spread the good word of Boxy, which, you know, it is what it is. Boxy went on to create a video addressing everything, which ended up being her most popular and iconic video. This is Hello Everyone from Boxy. If you're familiar with Boxy, you've probably seen this video, because it's really the most popular one. It's the one that everyone uses when they're talking about her.
Okay, hi. So, my name is Boxy, and, it's been a while since I made a new video, so I decided that because of recent events that I could make a new video. And, so let's just start off by getting a couple things straight.
Following this video, 12 4chan users formed the Center for Boxy Control and Restriction, otherwise known as the CBCR. The group broke into Boxy's YouTube channel account, making all of her videos private and disclosed her private information. This was beyond messed up, and after a lot of backlash, they felt bad, believe it or not, and they brought back all of her videos and made an apology video. Boxy, through all of this, continued to become more and more popular, while more and more people, well, they fell in love with her. Which I should mention is pretty disturbing if you really think about it. A lot of the people were over 18 thirsting over Boxy, and she was 16 in the 3 videos available, which makes the thirst comments pretty fucked up. Boxy had pretty much abandoned the internet after this, until 2010, where she returned with an eBay listing, and then later in 2012 made a brand new channel. This channel was called A New Hope, a play on the Star Wars movie. The first video on this channel was an edited clip of A New Hope where Katie, Boxy's real name, addressed the audience through the means of the Princess Leia hologram. I f***ing love this. This is amazing. On this New Hope channel, she was no longer playing the character of Boxy, but instead just being herself. Because I hate to ruin it for anyone, Boxy was a character. She was kind of acting and kind of over-exaggerating her personality. She wasn't just like that all the time. However, in 2012, Boxy returned to the original Boxy Babe channel. She uploaded some new videos, and in these, she was now an adult and had a decent camera and a microphone. She made 7 new videos, and then in January of 2014, she uploaded her final video. She continued to make content on A New Hope until around 2015. After what seemed like her last video, Katie came out with a video called What It's Like to Be a YouTuber, where she basically talked about what it was like being an online celebrity and the effect on Katie's life. This, as far as we know now, was effectively Katie's final video. She explains in this video that she didn't really want to do YouTube anymore, citing the hate, the lack of money in it, and the general feeling of not wanting to do it. And I honestly feel for her, it kinda sucks. In the Boxy videos made in 2012 and onward, people were kind of hating on them because they weren't the same, quote unquote. They felt like she was phoning in the character and that it just wasn't genuine anymore. She'd grown up, which I personally disagree with. I still find these further videos very entertaining and just as fun as the originals, but still. She ended up landing a voice acting gig in a Disney show and now still posts on Instagram to this day. You can find her on Instagram by the name of Boxy Babe. The thing about Boxy, to me at least, is that it's kind of sweet to see that she was actually like a very nice and positive person outside of the character. Despite all the hate and all of the drama surrounding her, she still kept her head up and kept making positive and fun YouTube videos. That is a trait that I really respect in a person. Now this leads me into one of the biggest YouTubers of the time, being Minx. She really was one of the largest creators on the good old YouTube. Essentially, to simplify it, she made videos to help people learn Japanese. She garnered a massive fan base over time, largely thanks to her personality and looks. She, like Boxy, was very bubbly and happy in her videos, which really made a lot of people happy. I'm not gonna make a boob joke. Everyone does that. Be original. In a lot of ways, Hannah was the original e-girl. Generally, people make a cause for everyone featured on this list to be the original e-girls, but I think Hannah was really the one who actually fits the definition best. Boxy, Creepy-chan, and the other people on this list didn't intentionally go out there and do e-girl type things. It just kind of happened. They were kids on the internet posting their personalities online. I don't think it's really fair to say that they were original e-girls. However, for Hannah Minx, I think it applies more. Sometimes she gave herself a more gothic look and described that version of herself as Jinxie, whereas herself normally was Minxie. A lot of people really liked Jinxie, which, I mean, I get it. She was doing the goth girlfriend meme before it was a thing, and I gotta be honest, I respect it. Hannah Minx had a genuine audience who really enjoyed her content. Like the other people on this list, a lot of her fans found her attractive, and some may have gotten a little too aggressive about it. She was really smart about the way she built her brand, featuring in movies and TV shows and going to conventions. She was spreading her influence and more people knew about her and then her content. She continued to spread her influence and then more people found her content. However, in 2013, she ended up leaving behind the internet entirely. Her videos were still up for a little while, but then she later removed all of her videos and privated all of her social media. This left people really confused and concerned. She hasn't made any public appearance since. But why? Well, there are a few things that could have led to this happening. If you look it up, you'll read a few different things, but the general idea is that either she'd had a really bad deal with her manager who basically owned the entire brand / channel, or also that she vanished because she was going to be a mother and her husband didn't feel comfortable with his wife being sexualized online. Those two explanations make the most sense to me. However, some people think that something much worse happened to her, but that's unlikely. People really miss Hannah Minx, and her impact on the internet is still felt to this day. YouTuber susu.jpg made a great video covering Hannah Minx, and I highly recommend that you check that out. It is more of a deep dive into her and her impact, and it's a lot more extensive than mine, so if you want to learn more, check out Susu. So far, it's been 3 ladies on this list, right? However, let's move into our first dude, Barack Obama. Yeah, I'm not joking. Barack Hussein Obama was the 44th president of the United States of America. He was born on August 4th, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii. He was admitted to Harvard Law School where he soon met his future wife, Michelle. Obama ended up becoming the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. Clearly that was foreshadowing for future events. After college, he went to Chicago to further different things within the realm of the law. Then, in 1992, Barack married Michelle. In 1996, he actually ended up winning a seat in the state senate of Illinois. Barack is really starting to make a name for himself. So much that he got to the point where he ran for US Senate back in 2004. He gave a speech at the DNC, and once people got a taste of his personality, they really started to like him. He ended up winning the Senate race, and then eventually in 2007 announced that he was officially running for President of the United States. This is when people online started to take a liking to him, especially his appearance. One of Obama's largest support bases were actually younger women. This was made apparent by the Obama Girl, a character created by Ben Wells, owner of the Barely Political YouTube channel. On June 13th, 2007, a video by the name of Crush on Obama was uploaded.
Hey B, it's me. If you're there, pick up. I was just watching you on C-SPAN. Anyway, call me back.
You seem to float onto the floor. Democratic Convention 2004. I never wanted anybody want you. So I put down my carry sign.
The video is hilarious and very, very entertaining, which is why it went completely viral. Even Barack Obama himself ended up addressing the video, claiming that it's just one more example of the fertile imagination of the internet. More stuff like this will be popping up all the time. He then later said in regards to the video, "You do wish people would think more about the impact these actions have on their kids and families." Turns out Obama's daughters had found the video and thought that their dad was cheating on their mom with said Obama girl, which I find incredible. Some think that the Obama girl actually helped in getting Barack elected, and honestly I kinda hope that's the case, just simply because that's hilarious. Obama was then re-elected in 2012, and then he left the Oval Office in 2016, handing the presidency over to Donald Trump. Since leaving office, Barack has written a book and he's uploaded a great video of him getting a clean swish. Otherwise, he's done some interviews for documentaries, but lives a normal life. Now let's step back from ex-presidents and go into more internet figures, because that's really what this list is about. Let me introduce you all to Maggie Bon. Maggie Bon was one of YouTube's most popular creators over 15 years ago. This somewhat mysterious girl uploaded her first video in 2006, which was simply titled "Me Doing Nothing." In said video, she basically stares into the camera, waves goodbye, and then throws up a peace sign. "Just me doing not really anything," reads the description. This video ended up becoming really popular in Japan, likely because of her big anime-like eyes. In her following videos, she included Japanese text and generally themed the videos around Japan, despite her being an American, her real name being Margaret. In one of her next videos, it shows her watching a Japanese soy sauce commercial. She then goes and drinks some soy sauce and slams a thing of ketchup on the table over what I think is the mascot of this soy sauce brand. Anyway, she made more and more videos of her just staring into the camera for a few seconds. These videos really started to blow up, especially in the West alongside Japan. In 2008, she was really in her prime. She was flown out to Japan to make an appearance in the TV show Midtown TV, and then was later invited to a Japanese film festival, and even featured on a Japanese Playboy magazine of all things. Magibon eventually sort of faded from the public view, her last video being from 2014. It should be noted that in 2008, www.magibon.com was registered and featured a bunch of really disturbing videos that seemed to be from a stalker of Magibon. This website continued to host a bunch of different creepy videos and photos that led people to be incredibly worried for her safety, given that this stalker was pretty convincing. However, luckily it was an art project / social experiment. Thank God. Magibon didn't fully abandon the internet. She's still been posting to her Instagram Magibon2015 and will rarely go live on Twitch. So if you want to catch up with Magibon, you can. She kind of looks exactly the same, which I guess she aged well. But yeah, it's there if you want to see it. Now, I like these people listed here. I think they're all cool, and I appreciate their presence on the internet. I'm personally not a huge fan of the whole e-boy / e-girl thing, with a lot of it being based in TikTok and kind of a bastardization of emo and gothic culture. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Some of them are really pretty, but that doesn't matter. Like, I'm not a fan, personally. And I don't consider these people e-girls or Obama an e-boy, even though maybe you could make the case that he kind of was. I mean, if it's people finding you attractive on the internet qualifies you as an e-person, then I might be an e-boy. I hope not. Anyway. You might as well subscribe. It really helps me kind of make more of these videos and see what people like and want to see. If you want to see another video from me talking about a similar topic, maybe more people that the internet kind of fell in love with, please let me know. I'd love to. I know this video wasn't scary, but I do both. For those who are new, I am a horror / also nostalgia YouTuber. It's kind of a weird subgenre to be in, but honestly, it works. Before I go, I want to inform you all of a little competition I'm hosting. So, I want to get some Raymundo 2112 merch out and about, and I was thinking it might be kind of cool if the community makes some of it. So I'm basically hosting an event, a competition of sorts. People can submit their concept designs for a shirt featuring Captain Orion or some other thing related to this channel into the artwork area on my Discord server. Now whoever wins will have the bragging rights, first of all, of creating the merch, but then also get $100 and a free shirt. I might also do a thing where they get a percentage of the purchases, but I haven't really fully thought it out. However, if you are interested, hop into that Discord server, go into that artwork area, and you might be able to win. You will make Raymundo 2112 history. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Can't wait to see your art, and
I think that's about it. Bye! Bye!